Hello and welcome to the Kids Create Sing-Along. In March, it's almost springtime. We're going to start with the hello song. And if you know it, please sing along. Hello everybody, so glad to see you. Hello everybody, so glad to see you. And in Espanol, hola, hola everybody. So glad to see you. Hola, everybody. So glad to see you. Oh, and I looked it up. In German, it's Guten Tag. Can you try that? Guten Tag. Guten Tag, everybody. So glad to see you. Guten Tag, everybody. So glad to see you. Welcome to the sing-along. This is a song called Apples and Bananas, and it's a fun game with the vowel sounds like O and E and A, any vowel sound you can think of. But it sounds like this. I like to eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. And then let's do the sound O. The letter O. I like to oat apples and bananas. I like to oat apples and bananas. Let's do the sound E. I like to eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. How about the sound Ooh? I like to oot ooples and bananas. I like to oot ooples and bananas. How about the sound ah? I like to act apples and bananas. I like to act apples and bananas. That one was tricky. How about I, like the vowel makes the sound I. I like to apples and bananas. I like to apples and bananas. Let's see, we've done O and oo and E and a and I. We haven't done I. Let's do I. I like to eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. Oh, how about the sound I know, like ah, like Baba Black Sheep. Ah, here we go. I like to apples and bananas. I like to apples and bananas. Vowel sounds are very important. They make words. Let's do the original, the real song. I like to eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. Those vowel sounds really make the words make sense. Hello, here's a beautiful song called The Ashgrove. The Ashgrove, how graceful, how plainly 'tis speaking, the harp through it playing, has language for me. Whenever the light through its branches is breaking, a host of kind faces is gazing at me. The friends from my childhood again are before me. Each step wakes a memory as free la, la, la. The friends of my childhood again are before me. Each step holds a memory as freely I run. With soft whispers laden, the leaves rustle o'er me. The Ashgrove, alone is my home. I have one of my favorite songs in the world today. It's called What a Wonderful World. And I always like to pull it out at least once a year because it's my favorite song. And that there, he's holding a trumpet. That's Louis Armstrong, a very famous musician and trumpet player. And he wrote the song. What a Wonderful World. With illustrations by Ashley Bryan. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. You can see all the animals, and there's Louis Armstrong. I see skies of blue and clouds of white. The bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Look at all those animals. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The end. What a wonderful world. Well, here's the song called Bingo. It's about a dog named Bingo. B-I-N-G-O. Sing along, please. There was a farmer who had a dog, and Bingo was his name-o. B-I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name-o. Now we drop one letter. There was a farmer who had a dog, and Bingo was his name-o. I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name-o. Two letters. There was a farmer who had a dog, and Bingo was his name-o. N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name-o. There was a farmer who about now? No letters. There was a farmer who had a dog, and Bingo was his name-o. And Bingo was his name-o. Thanks for singing. We're going to close with our goodbye song. Here we go. Goodbye, everybody. So glad to see you. Goodbye, everybody. So glad to see you. And in Espanol, adios. Adios, everybody. So glad to see you. Adios, everybody. So glad to see you. And in German, auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen, everybody. So glad to see you.